Let's start by looking at some examples of lateral thinking in action. Situations where an entirely different approach led to significant results. We're going to range from ancient history to modern business with this short lecture. The Trojan horse was a brilliant example of lateral thinking in warfare. Instead of continuing a prolonged siege which they couldn't win, the Greeks devised a plan to enter Troy by deception. They constructed a large wooden horse and presented it as a gift, and they withdrew all their forces. They exploited the Trojans' curiosity. This unconventional approach allowed them to bypass Troy's formidable defences. And this has become a metaphor for tactics that involve deception to infiltrate secure environments in both warfare and cybersecurity. Hannibal was a Carthaginian general and statesman, and he was Rome's greatest adversary. In 218 BC, he did something audacious, something which people did not think was possible. He took an army through the Alps and attacked Italy and Rome's empire from the north. Hannibal's audacious crossing of the Alps with elephants was a masterstroke of lateral thinking in military strategy. Rather than taking the expected coastal route to attack Rome, he chose the seeming impossible route over the mountains. This unexpected move caught the Romans off guard and brought the war to their doorstep. By thinking beyond conventional military movements, Hannibal turned a geographical barrier into a strategic advantage. This feat has become legendary and is taught in military academies around the world. Clarence Saunders transformed retail with the introduction of the first self-service grocery store, Piggly Wiggly, in 1916. By allowing customers to select their own items instead of relying on service clerks, he revolutionized shopping efficiency and reduced labor costs. He simply turned the shop around, and instead of assistants serving customers, the customers served themselves and then paid as they left. It revolutionized customer store dynamics, enabling larger inventories and lower prices. Saunders' innovation led to the modern supermarket concept, fundamentally altering how people shop for groceries or other items. His idea demonstrates how rethinking established business models can create entirely new industries and consumer behaviours. At the 1968 Olympic Games in Mexico City, audiences were amazed to see a young man take the high jump with his back to the bar. People had not done it before. It was his innovative Fosbury flop, invented by Dick Fosbury. Instead of using the traditional straddle or scissors jump, Fosbury went over the bar backwards, arching his back to clear greater heights. This counterintuitive approach initially drew skepticism, but proved highly effective. Fosbury's lateral thinking challenged long-held assumptions about the optimal way to high jump. His technique quickly became the standard. The Fosbury flop shows how rethinking fundamentals and embracing unconventional methods can lead to breakthroughs in established fields. The Sony Walkman, introduced in 1979, revolutionized personal audio by making music truly portable. People laughed when they heard that Sony was producing a tape recorder which could not record and which did not have speakers. It could only play. But their lateral thinking involved miniaturizing existing technology and reimagining its use. By focusing on individual listening experiences, Sony created a new market for the personal, on-the-go music. The Walkman changed how people consume music. Uber is an excellent example of lateral thinking in action today. The innovative approach to transportation in the digital age connects riders directly with drivers through a mobile app. Uber is a taxi company which doesn't own a single taxi. Uber bypassed traditional taxi services and regulations. This peer-to-peer model exploited existing resources, private cars and drivers, to create a more efficient, user-friendly service. Uber's success demonstrates how rethinking established industries through technology can disrupt entire sectors. Airbnb revolutionized the hospitality industry by applying lateral thinking to accommodation. Instead of building hotels, they created a platform to connect travelers with people willing to rent out their homes or spare rooms. This approach tapped into underutilized resources and offered unique local experiences to travelers. Airbnb's innovation challenged traditional notions of hotels and expanded the accommodation market. Crowdfunding represents lateral thinking in finance by democratizing investment and fundraising. Platforms like Kickstarter allow individuals to pitch ideas directly to the public, bypassing traditional gatekeepers like banks or venture capitalists. This approach enables a wider range of projects to receive funding and creates a direct connection between creators and supporters. Crowdfunding has transformed how products are developed, art is funded, and charitable causes are supported. It shows how lateral thinking can redistribute power in established systems and create new opportunities. Let's finish with the classic 9 dots puzzle, a prime example of lateral thinking. The challenge is to connect the 9 dots using 4 straight lines without lifting the pen. You can start on any dot, 4 lines without taking your pen from the paper. If you've never seen this before, please stop the video and try it with a piece of paper. And many people struggle with this. The solution requires drawing lines beyond the implied square of dots, illustrating the need to think outside the box. And this is where the expression comes from. The puzzle demonstrates how assumptions and self-imposed constraints can limit problem solving. It has become a metaphor for creative thinking, encouraging people to look beyond apparent boundaries. The 9 dots puzzle shows how lateral thinking often involves challenging unstated assumptions to find innovative solutions. I hope these examples have inspired you to try lateral thinking yourself and to learn the techniques which we're going to show in the rest of this course. The results can be quite remarkable.